So just how fast can I mill out my opponent in Standard, and can it be done on turn 4? Well, stick with me and let's find out. It might just shock you. Hey everyone, Hex here, and today I'm attempting a side quest I've wanted to try for ages. What is the quickest mill win I can achieve in Bloomburrow Standard? Firstly though, if you'd all be so kind as to drop a like and subscribe below to not miss out on future Bloomburrow combo brews, janky or otherwise. But onto this deck, and after much tinkering, this is what I've gone with. Firstly, the main plan, with Innkeeper, Kami and Jace. Leveling up your talent all the way means Jace is milling for 30 cards the turn we play it. But can we make it 60 cards by the end of turn 4? Well, potentially yes, and to help I've loaded the deck with some weird cards that work together to hopefully achieve our goal. With a fully leveled up Innkeeper, Ren can ultimate immediately, meaning we get to cast extra Jaces from our graveyard multiple times a turn, and I'm playing Virtue of Knowledge, which for 2 mana can copy your Jace mill trigger. This would be the 60 cards needed for a mill win. I'm also running Candy Trails, the secret source that makes turn 4 wins possible. They both scry and draw cards, and this can be done several times a turn when you have Ren's emblem, especially as we are also running Shore Ups and Adaptations, which both can untap your Kami and give it extra power to help achieve our turn 4 potential. Our most crucial turn though is our first one. Rostvine Cultivators give you an extra mana on turn 3, helping you level up your talent to level 2 the same turn you drop your Kami, and turn 1 Rubble Belt Mavericks assist in fixing your first couple of draws. I'm running 23 lands, including some pylons, and that is today's deck. So a different type of jank today, and man, I enjoyed every second of it. Stick around to the end to see an amazing turn I bet you didn't know was even possible in Standard, and see if I managed to achieve the ultimate turn 4 mill win. This is by far the hardest thing I've ever tried to do on Arena. If you enjoy this content and want to support the channel further, you can do so by joining my Patreon. Patreon is where I post extra footage from janky brews that never make it to YouTube. You can help with suggesting upcoming content and even get your name to appear in the videos, like these folks have done at the credit level. Link is in the description. If you have any thoughts though on Arena side quests, please let me know in the comments below. But without further ado, let's jump into some games and see how this craziness went for me today. Alright, on the play, we have our talent in our hand, which is a must play on turn 2 if we want to get a turn 4 win. We'll also have to play Kami on turn 3, which we don't have, but we can dig for one. Start off with the pylons. Virtue is something we are going to need as well, so we're going to have to keep that one, unfortunately. Candy Trail lets us look at the second card down as well, though. And it is Arachnoid Adaptation, which we can pop to the bottom of the deck. So we've got to hope the opponent doesn't interact with our hand too much and our permanents. They play Gnawing Vermin. That's why I'm in the play queue today, as it's not really a suitable deck for ranked to try and do something this janky. I mean, we can get mill wins, but I really want that turn 4 mill win. Innkeeper's Talent is a good play for us there. We really need a Kami off the top. Battlefly Swarm, okay. So luckily the opponent here is just playing some low power creatures. Means that we are surviving these hits a little bit. Bit of luck needed in this deck. Island, but I've tried to maximize it with scrying and surveilling. Guess we'll just up our talent here. Arena, I mean we've all experienced this. It's just tapped both of my colourless mana. I wanted it to tap my Yavimaya Coast and use the colourless mana to sack this Candy Trail. My bad for not manually tapping. But with filter lands and pain lands, you've got to be careful. Another vermin for our opponent. With a name like Rat Attack, our opponent surely is a rat deck. Milling themselves. Okay. So yeah, we should be sacking a Candy Trail now. But so be it. Alright, we'll just play Forest and just level up our talent. Next turn we can ultimate Ren immediately. We might be able to play a Jace. Who knows? We've definitely got the win over the next couple of turns as long as we don't die. Another low power creature in Mocking Sprite, so not too bad here. Tap land is not the greatest draw. Guess we can't actually play Jace with our land situation. Okay. Alright, well we'll just play Ren. We'll just ultimate it. What's amazing here is two things. One is it turns all my lands into every colour, which is definitely going to be needed in this deck as we're slightly low on blue sources. Secondly, it means that with our emblem now, we can just double play Jace on the same turn because we are going to kill Jace the turn that we play it. So, yep, just had our turn 5. I'm pretty sure we might be able to find a way to win next turn or the turn after. Not quite a turn 4 win. We'll just ditch this adaptation. We don't need it. I guess the other good thing about Planeswalkers is it kind of deflects off your life total as they just opt to take that one out. So this is definitely a conceptual deck. Just seeing if we can actually achieve a turn 4 mill win. Conduit Pilots here. Makes us Surveil. Island on top. I don't think this matters too much. Yeah, we're pretty sure we've got, as long as we tap correctly, I'm pretty sure we've got a mill win here. They've got 44 cards in their library, so we can just use Jace, and we don't even have to ultimate Jace, but I don't trust the tap in here, so let's just do it manually. Blue, colourless, and colourless. Play Jace. I guess we can just take the life. Mill them for 24 cards, and with the trigger on the stack, we can play Virtue of Knowledge to take out the last 24 odd cards from their deck. So this is going to be a turn 6 win. I know we can do better. I know there's a turn 4 win in this deck. Opponent is dead. So let's see how we get on in the next game. Alright then, on the play. Been tinkering with the deck a little bit, adding some earlier cards to try and accelerate our mill win. Not happy with this turn 6 mill win, so Glistener Seer in the deck is quite a nice addition as enters with 3 oil counters and you can tap it, remove an oil counter and scry. So we can start doing that in our upkeep just to try and make sure that we hit the cards we need. We need an Innkeeper's Talent, basically. So let's have a little scry. And what do you know, Innkeeper's Talent on the top of our deck. I mean, that was naturally there. So we will definitely drop that. Also added the Paw Patch Recruit for these, or for the moment, because I do feel with Kami on the battlefield and a Paw Patch Recruit, maybe on turn 1, we can actually add extra counters to the Kami if our opponent goes to destroy our recruits. So that's kind of my thinking here. Scalding Viper returns the Seer to our hands. I don't care too much about that. We just got our own game plan here. Jace is what we need as well. Let's play our Kami. Alright, see how this goes. We have a 3-3. It will tap next turn for 5 mana in the second main phase. Opponent with Heartborn Battler. Okay. And we obviously knew we were getting our Jace. So, fortunately, I don't think we can win now. We can certainly level up our Kami. Oh man, Arena. When am I going to learn as well? Arena likes to tap your pylons when you have a Yavimaya Coast on the battlefield. Alright, not a problem. We do manage to sort of ultimate our talent here, but we have got 1 less mana than we should have. It doesn't matter too much anyway. Not much we can do. Opponent is basically dead next turn unless they can kill my Kami or get rid of my talent here. This will be our turn 5. We have 2 Jaces in our hand, so yeah, not looking too bad. Okay, they've gone after the Seer. Yeah, and this puts a counter on our Kami. We don't even need this mana, but suddenly our Kami next turn is tapping for 9 mana. And they get in there. Well, no blocks. I mean, we could even probably kill them with damage. It doesn't matter too much. We can just drop 2 Jaces here. Our Kami will tap for blue here, and this should be a turn 5 mil win. We're going to need to do some work to get to a turn 4 mil win. Turn 1, we're going to have to play a few better spells. I guess this battler does 2 damage to me on their way out, but we do manage to mill them to death. In fact, we have so much mana left over, we could even mill them again if we have another Jace. Turn 5. Not too bad, not too bad. Opponent is dead. Alright, on the play here, and this hand is Okay, we have Candy Trail and Conduit Pylon, so loads of ways to dig for our Innkeeper. Innkeeper and Kami is the stumbling block on this deck. If you don't have those two cards, it is a struggle. I think there might also be a deck with Felonious Rage that could also mill your opponent out in 4 turns. But if anyone has any ideas for that, please let me know. Today is a Simic version. Let's get this pylons down, have a little dig. I mean, there's talent already. Sure, we'll still play our Candy Trail. We know what's on top, but we get to look at the second card down, and it's a land, which we kind of both need and don't want at the same time. We are going to need a land, but we also need... we need a Jace. If we don't draw any lands, I'm going to feel stupid for bottoming that one, but let's see how we get on here. Really going for that turn 4 win here. We knew we were getting a talent, so we'll play this. Now we need this Kami to survive. They play Dune Mover, okay. It's a basic land on top of their deck. So we have ways of accelerating our Kami with our Rust Vine. If you can play that on turn 1, you get an extra mana on this particular turn, meaning you can already level up your Innkeeper's talent. But our Kami is a 3/3. I don't know if we're going to be able to win next turn. So they play a Blight Belly Rat. Sure up. Okay, well, hold the phone a second, because we could win. We got to be a little bit lucky here, but you never know. You never know. I'm kind of excited about this one. Right, let's tap for green. Let's up our talent. Let's go to second main. So we currently have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We need to level up our Innkeeper's talent. We currently have 4 mana. We have a Shore Up and an Adaptation available. So let's untap our Kami here. We can do that with our Adaptation. So we're now up to 10 mana. We can Ultimate Rent immediately. Have a little look what's going on. And because we have this Shore Up in our hand, we can actually cycle through Candy Trail quite a few times here. And we can keep replaying it from the graveyard, and we have the Shore Up backup, so we can untap our creature. There is a Jace, and I think this is going to be a win here. We just need to draw a card with Candy Trail. Candy Trail is the secret sauce in this deck. We can use our Shore Up here to untap our Kami. It's now an 8/8. It's going to tap for 9 blue mana. We get to play Jace, and because we ultimately Ren last turn, we're going to surely be able to replay Jace from our graveyard unless they have any interaction with that one plains. Luckily, they're not on a 200 card deck. Double Jace. Wow, what a turn 4. Opponent likes that one, and they're sticking around. Kudos to II Capping up there. Not everyone sticks around for these kind of wins. That is a turn 4 mill win, and that's what I've been trying to do all day, it seems. Okay, so if you got this far, thank you very much. You got to see our turn 4 mill win in standard. Kudos to my final opponent there for allowing me to do that. You don't know how many times I've almost done this today and my opponent scooped it up before I managed to achieve that. This has been a challenge to say the least. I feel like I've been doing this all day, but this is the deck I ended up with. I was tinkering here and there throughout the day, and as you can see in the sideboard here, these are cards I've flirted with all day. Glistener Seer and Paw Patch Recruit, fantastic choices as well, but I just couldn't find a place for those, especially if we are literally going for that turn 4 win. If you don't care about that and you're trying to do turn 6 or turn 7, I think those cards are additions you could absolutely make. Now, hear me out. I think there could even be a turn 3 win here. My brain isn't working 100% right now because this has frazzled it, but if anyone out there knows how they can make this a turn 3 win, let me know. I had a few choices, a few thoughts. Greedy Freebooter, early on, if you can get this to die, if your opponent can target this or you block with it and get that treasure, that little treasure, then you can use something like Felonious Rage to give your Kami haste the turn you play Kami. and then you can start tapping, untapping, tapping, untapping. I'm pretty certain you could get there if you've got some shore ups or some adaptations in your hand. I mean, this is incredibly mana intensive, and you're looking at 4 colors there, maybe 3 if you didn't want to play the shore up, because there are some other untapped spells in green. But let me know if you know of any ways you can do that. I also added Return the Favor. It also it copies your activated abilities. So whereas I'm using Virtue, you can also use Return the Favor. Crystal Grotto, just another land. I was finding these lands to be a little bit annoying at times. Turn 1, if you've got one and you've got a Candy Trail, fantastic. But if you want to be dropping your Rustvine Cultivator, which we didn't see in this video, but this card is so good. Dropping this on turn 1 means on turn 3, you can untap a land and you can level up your Innkeeper's Talent, giving your Kami Ward, so that the following turn, you can level it up just with the power from the Kami and a land. So I'm really keen to hear your thoughts on this deck. I've been so excited to try this. I've got a load more side quests that I want to try and achieve in Standard. So thank you for watching, and I will speak to you again next time.